going on, man? Back with another episode of the Real Experience Podcast. Episode number 3. Last week, we had a group of females along with my dogs on the channel. Our main topic for the night was relationships. Tonight, we're going to switch up the flow. We're going to go to a little bit of a different area. We're going to discuss a little bit of more deeper things tonight. And so, we're gonna really dive in tonight. Everybody gonna shade up. We ain't being shady, but we're gonna shade up. And we're gonna get right into the video. So, first things first, like I said, to my left, we got my brother Jay from Atlanta, Georgia. Really, I tapped out from Florida, but live in Atlanta, Georgia, my bad. And then we got my other brother John from Danville, from reside in Champaign. So, first we're gonna start out and just get right into it. Like, life growing up as a young black man in today's society is rough. And I say it's rough because even, growing up, even whether you grow up in a good neighborhood, bad neighborhood, you still are around people that have been in the trenches, people that have been through stuff. You may have even been through stuff yourself. So, let's talk from experience, since this is called the Real Experience Podcast. Let's talk from experience. Like, how was life growing up?
It was good. I mean, I'd say for my life, just speaking on me, it wasn't bad. Like, as I look back, I be looking at my childhood all the time. Like, I would say I really lived like a good childhood, like a well balanced. Like, I could say from the type of person I am, just how I deal with, interact with people, different people. Like, I think my parents, I might not always necessarily tell them all the time thank you, but I know I thank them for just the thing, going from different schools sometimes, and meeting different people, or seeing how they talk to people, know how to network and just go through things, because just the life skills, life is the biggest teacher you get. Life lessons is the biggest teacher for you, of all time.
Yeah, for sure.
So just going through different things, staying out late, getting in trouble by certain things, learning certain things, but also just, I would say, just doing different things with your friends, learning stuff, roughing up with your brothers, playing outside all the time, and then learning how to, not just be so focused on, social media now, because, in today's world, kids not gonna know what it's like going outside playing all the time, not always coming in and out the house, or just knowing how to do stuff with time management. So I'd say it was a good little, as far as growing up, I liked it. I learned a lot, but as far as being a black man, a young black man growing up, learning those stuff is it taught to teach you different lessons for now. So as you got older, you know what not to do, you know not to be in the street or be in certain things or situations you can avoid instead of getting out of situations. So it was just a good
I say shit. For me, it's different. I got 2 other brothers. They've been in that, you feel me?
Yeah.
So it's me, even if I want to try to get in there, I already know what that's going to take.
Yeah.
And shit, if I wanted to, I could, but I don't want to. I want to show the other side of things.
Yeah.
And how it could be different.
Yeah.
And seeing my mama, you feel me? She hurting behind them. I don't want to put her through that again.
Yeah.
And I had a little sister, she looked up to me.
Yeah.
So I try to be different and just show her different.
Yeah.
Cause I already see where that road leads.
Yeah.
Especially my brother, you feel me? He ain't been to none of his daughter's birthdays, and I just try to be there for her.
Right.
Just that shit growing up, it wasn't really nothing. I just looked up to my brothers. Whatever they did, I wanted to do. And that's just how my life went.
Yeah. I say growing up for me was, I guess in a sense, I had the best of both worlds. And I say that because growing up, I had brothers that's in the streets, to this day still in the street. I got brothers and sisters that, not in the streets, that have careers, that graduated college, that played sports, did all of the things that typical youth want to do. And I guess for me, since I did have the best of both worlds, I've seen and I've been on both sides of the spectrum. Life growing up, it wasn't always the easiest. Everything wasn't just given to me. Oftentimes you hear the reference spoon fed. I wasn't one of those. Everything I've gotten in life, everywhere I've been to, it took work to get there. Like, I commend my parents because I know it's probably plenty of times when they wanted to give up. Plenty of times when they wanted to throw in the towel and just be like, man, it's so bad right now. We don't know how we're going to get out of this. But they kept going. And we always, even if we didn't have what we wanted, we always had what we needed. They always made a way. And so, you know, I grew up in different spaces, different households. Not different households of like being away from my parents, but different neighborhoods. I lived on the rough side of Denver. I lived on the good side of Denver. I lived on the neutral side of Denver. I've experienced, like I said, both sides. And I guess for me, like Jai was saying, like, for me, it's like I want to be able to show other young black men and other people in general, like, that's not the only way to do things. That's not the only way to be successful. That's not the only way to release and let go of the pains and the traumas of life that has caused.
And it's like not even school is like the only way either.
Right.
Besides just not being that way. Like,
Right.
There's plenty of other ways, like avenues.
Right.
Besides school or streets.
Yeah.
It's just two different things.
Yeah. And that's what a lot of times people think, okay, well, if I don't go to school, I'm a failure. Not at all. It's a lot of successful billionaires that didn't go to school that became billionaires. They became billionaires because they had the grit, the grind, and the will and the objective to go and chase out what they wanted to have. And I guess that leads into our next topic, which is once out of the trenches in rough living as a teen, how do you stay out and become successful as a young black man?
Everything is about focus. How focused are you? How bad do you want it? Like, do you really want your people to be like happy? Because I don't know if that life is gonna lead to happiness. Like, where we at right now? Like,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Indeed.
I think one is your environment. Two, like Josh said, it's focus. Like I honestly, personally, me, like my procrastination and not necessarily procrastination, but some of my focus levels have been up and down. Like as far as me with sports, like yeah, you know, because I know my dad tell me all the time. He actually just told me before I left, like you don't want to have that shoulda, coulda, woulda moments.
Indeed.
And me going down that path a little bit, me seeing certain things from just high school versus middle school, or when I was on the verse to it and everything else, and the people I was in front of, people I've been around and been with, it's like you should be you know where you should be right now.
Yeah.
But the actions and choices that didn't happen or that you did or you made, you got where you are right now.
Yeah.
So I say it is that environmental wise, it's also like certain people in certain situations, they got no choice but to do sometimes what they do.
Yeah. Indeed.
And as far as if they're in that environment and they know no better, I mean, like you said, he chose different. He could have been with his brothers, going down the lane his brothers did, but he was like, no, I want to show my sister and my niece and all that in a different way.
Yeah.
So that's understandable. I mean, like I said, the focus level, it takes a strong person to kind of actually have to focus and know what you want to do.
Yeah,
And also don't get caught up in this.
We live in a society where following the next person move or following or doing something based off of what we see a celebrity do is a way out, or we feel like because they successful doing it or they ain't get caught doing it, I can do it too.
It's all about how you move.
Yeah.
I ain't knocking people that do that.
Yeah.
Cause
that's what they gotta do.
It's just how you move. You gotta move smart with everything that you do.
Even being successful.
And make it a purpose.
Even being successful, you gotta move smart. Because when people know you're successful, they come at you harder. Know you got money. Oh, now I'm finna try to rob you. Know you successful. Oh, okay, now I'm finna do anything I can do to bring you down or to make sure you don't get to where you need to be. Oh, this happened years ago. I'm finna bring it up on a blog or an interview. Now I'm finna try to shoot down your self-esteem. So it's just all about, like you said, it's about how you move. It's about your focus. I guess my advice would be like, or based off of like my life, yeah, the streets tug hard. It really does. The streets tug hard at a black man, at a black young man, at a black boy early, because a lot of people, even if they don't grow up in that area, they got family members that have. And them the people that talk to you the most. your parents and your other relatives that's not in the streets, they're not having them conversations at the barbecues too like the people are that been in the streets. It's the people that's in the way, that's been doing things, that's gonna have them conversations like, nah, boy, you don't want to do this, or nah, come mess with us, let's rock out. But it's all about your ministry. It's all about how you go about things, and it's when it all boils down to it, it's about what you want for yourself. Because somebody can want other things for you. At the end of the day, it's about what you want for yourself and how you view it, that you want your life to be. Which I guess kind of leads me into the next topic again of why is it more of a trend to trap and kill rather than to educate and succeed?
Because let's just think about it like it's all about money, fast money now. People need money now.
Yeah.
They're not trying to go through the whole process. Like, if I can get it right now and get there where I want to be right now, I'm gonna take that option right now to get that road. If I'm gonna take that road and get to it.
Just like the last episode, the girls, all the females were speaking on it. Like, I think it was one time she was saying, like, nobody want to start from the bottom, to start from the come up or the humble experience or the humble level. They all want to see the successful level and, oh, no, I want to do this now. I want to show this. Or people think just because you, like, when people, how do I put this? You know how you said the today's world, everybody following another person, or I see my celebrity doing this.
Yeah.
People see that, oh, he getting noticed, or he getting fame off this, or oh, everybody want to go be like him. So I want to be in that position, so I want to try to do it now and do the same thing. So we just use an example scamming wise, like fast money. I want fast money now, or not knowing you can have fast money, but you can also do like you can also work towards it and build up your money. Because scamming ain't gonna be there like forever.
DTV's work full.
And so I guess that's another thing, like, so that leads us into the next topic. Well, actually, how I feel about it, like, I don't feel like in my opinion, I say that it's more of a trend to trap and kill rather than to educate and succeed. Because number one, like you said, the environment that people grow up in, that's what they used to, that's what they used to being around. So automatically it's like, oh, I seen my uncle do this, oh, I seen my cousin do this, oh, I seen my brother do this, oh, I seen my pop do this. So this is all I know. But if you expose people to different, if you give people different, now their mental changes. Now their mind is like, oh, I see another black man trying to go to college. Oh, I see another black man, oh, he just opened up a business, oh, he succeeded. Now it's giving you the motivation, oh, I can do it too. But if all you see is the trap and kill, all you experience is the trap and kill, that's what you're going to be used to. That's what your mind is going to be programmed to do. Until we learn how to change the narrative as black men and step up and really be the change that we want to see in the world, it's not going to happen though.
It's like the trend like that lead to it, because like they want the money, but then they want females.
Yeah.
And, like they want cars that they see when they was younger. This is all about their whole mindset and how it is for them.
Definitely. So I guess this next topic I feel like it's gonna be real deep. Well, not even necessarily deep, but it's gonna be like real genuine. A lot of times in the black community we don't talk about mental health. We don't talk about the importance of mentally being in a good place as black men. And so like in y'all opinion, like how bad do you think it is, and how much better do you think we should be as far as like mentally, like checking up on each other as black men and making sure each other straight, even if it's a simple bro you good, or a simple like you straight, you need something, like
I can tell you all for real. Men got the most mental health out of anything. Like young females is the most emotional. They don't show it, but that's the problem. Men don't show it a lot.
yeah.
So that means they're the ones who hurt the most. Cause men's got the most words. We gotta worry about this one, that one, everybody else. Let alone ourselves, but we still trying to make everything else straight.
Yeah.
Then we come to ourselves.
Indeed.
So I'd say, certain things like, even if, you don't even gotta be every day. It could be once out the week, once out the month, every other month, whatever. The way I look at it, cause I know I don't like call everybody, I don't text everybody every day, kind of what's like, whatever we need. But I know I at least, alright, I swipe up on this or say something,
Yeah.
like, you straight, you good,
Yeah.
you doing that? Or if you like whatever the case may be, I'm gonna make sure at least no, you got my voice. I talked to you already, then you good.
Yeah. At least I checked in to tell
Yeah,
you.
like if it's a small conversation, I ain't even gotta say how you be. Are you straight? Cause I know if we ain't talking, I might be like, you straight, and then everything goes cool.
But then even at the point of that, like, just cause a person to tell you they straight don't mean that they straight.
Yeah.
At
It can be
that point,
capped. It's all about it's also about the relationships that you build with your homeboys. Because when you might have one homeboy that you willing to talk to about the stuff that you go through, but your other homeboy you might just be like, yeah, I'm straight. But then behind closed doors you really not cool, but you don't feel comfortable having that type of conversation with them based off of y'all. You feel me? Y'all friendship, so it's like you hesitant. So that's why it's okay for black men, like, you gotta be okay to be vulnerable. It ain't cool to be vulnerable with everybody because everybody don't deserve to see you in that state, but in some cases it's important to get out what you're going through, even if it's through a therapist, even if it's through counseling. It's important to take those necessary steps to get where you need to be. And so I guess like my next question would be for us is like, how do we reach back as, I guess you could say, young black men to these younger dudes younger than us, to provide resources to be an example for the future?
It's not even talking most of the time, because most of the time people not gonna listen anyway.
Yeah.
Like what you say, people not gonna listen. It depends on them. Like you just gotta show through actions. It depends on what they wanna do. But you can't tell another man what, like, even if they're young, you can't really tell them what they wanna do.
Yeah.
Because what they wanna do, they gonna do it anyway.
Right.
Show them. You just basically gotta show them a different way. Like you could talk here and there, at least explain it to them. But you can talk till you blue, and like if they don't understand it, then it's like you basically talking to a brick wall. So you just gotta kind of show. You gotta, if you talk to the younger youth, what they want to see, you show them. Yeah, you gonna tell them, but
because it's gonna go through one ear and out the other with them. But if you show them, they gonna pay attention, because now it's like, oh yeah, you showing me you about what you saying. You're not just saying it, and so that's real. I guess my question to myself that I ask, and a question that I've asked others, like, as a man, do you believe our mental and emotional health is less cared about or forgotten about because of the stereotype of a man having to be tough all the time?
It's like not even tough. It's like the man gotta handle everything.
Yeah.
Like he gotta make sure everybody's straight. He gotta be the strength.
Yeah. You gotta be a strong coach.
Tough. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like you gotta be strong.
Yeah, and because of that, now it puts you in a spot for like, oh, I can't talk. Or, well, since you going through this, I gotta hold you down. So let me just suppress what I'm going through and just keep it pushing. I'll be okay. I gotta make sure the house straight. I gotta make sure you good. I gotta make sure mom's good, my girl good. All of these different things in one. So.
Or if I gotta tell you I'm hurt, you think I ain't as strong as I am.
Right. So now you're looking at me like I'm weak, or now you're using what I'm telling you against me because I'm telling you what's going on.
Yeah, if I tell you, that's what I'm saying. You might go back to other people and tell them what I'm going through.
Yeah.
And that go back to today's society, as far as social media. Like, social media now has shaped the world and changed. So it's like now it made it harder for men to be kind of a little, sensitive or show their emotions now. Granted, some people are nonchalant, some people don't really, know how to show them, or some people don't feel comfortable with it.
Yeah.
If you do show them, females be not like, oh, he's softer, oh, he this, or oh. I mean, you got your females here and there that will, show emotion, take care, show attention to it. But most females, they listen to it. They might show a little attention to it, but then once y'all get into it, they throw it back in your face, or they in the next, they group chat or they friends going at it, then that turn into something else. So it kind of go hand in hand, but it is important to kind of talk about it, but you also got to be strong enough to kind of show it at least, say you spoke out on it and get off your chest.
Yeah.
Or even like for young boys growing up, and like or just young men in general, you always gotta have that outlet or that hobby of what you like to do to get your mind off of things and clear your head.
Yeah.
Like I say for me, empty gym or just going play like in general, I would clear my head. Even if listen to music, but empty gym will literally, I know for a fact, clear my head, get everything, get away from the world.
Yeah.
So I mean, you just gotta find certain things what you like or what you would do that you know. Yeah, your escape to kind of get away, so you don't necessarily have to talk to somebody. But
So I guess this is big with I would say it's big with women, but it's more for them like it's not as much prevalent as it is to us. Like music speaks to us, right? To them, it speaks to them when they going through a breakup or they go through a situation what they do. But for us, like it's all around the board. Like when we hear somebody speaking on the trenches and we done been in the trenches, or you speak on somebody talk about hurt as a man or talk about something they done been through, or just being a man in general, like what would you say or what hip hop artist or artist would you say you can relate to or speaks to you in the most times a low mental strength?
It ain't even about like relate or like just a song that I'm just strong with or an artist that I'm strong with.
Yeah.
It's just like if I just want to listen to a song and I'm just like I'm in that mood,
Yeah.
I'll probably turn on some No Cap or something like that. That's what I'll turn on.
I guess it's just the certain situations I've been through or I listen to it, like I'll probably end up going through this. But it's always gonna be my favorite top two, Young Duty and Chief Keef. And the reason I say that is because Chief Keef has a different, like, just a lot of genres, but you know, like the things he speak on is differently as far as like females or just his pain through Chicago or his just things in general. Yeah. So, and the way he moves as a person, like he don't be in all this everywhere. Like he like being out in the mix. Yeah. He like being like he's somewhat nonchalant. Even though Moody is too, but the kind of people they are, they don't like being in that all that attention. Yeah, they gotta get the attention, they accept it, but it's not. I'm not seeking it for it. Like I'm not trying to be all in the social media, all this and that. I do it here and there just because my fans do. I just do it here and there because I feel like it. But I don't want to have to feel like, oh, I gotta come to my mom's so I gotta do this. So the way they kind of move, I just kind of felt like I was just as a young just gravitate to that. Yeah.
I would say for me, like I would say my top 3 artists when like it's something going on, even if it's not going on, I just need some motivation. I need to hear like, okay, you feel me? Like this person went through this just like I have. Like artist wise, I would more say like my top 3 would definitely be YF and Lucci. Lucci got like real like talk to your soul music, like for real.
He speaks from his heart, really.
Yeah, and then definitely No Cap in the mix for sure. And then probably third, I would probably switch it up and go. I would probably switch it up from like a mood standpoint and go Gunna. Yeah, from a mood standpoint, I'd probably go Gunna.
No deal.
Yeah, I can't forget about them either though, because they talk about experience too.
Real life.
So like real life, like cut raw.
Yeah, man. Album come out the 27th.
Album come out the 27th, man. Make sure y'all go tap in, subscribe, go follow my boys on these social platforms. I'm gonna have them in the description. My boy No Deal dropping a tape soon, so make sure y'all tap in, tune in. No Deal will, and the rest of the team for sure. Talking about losses of friends and family and impacts that it has had on you and had on your life growing up. What would you say like was probably one of your toughest losses?
Before we get into this, because I know y'all experienced this more than probably I have. So that's why I would say I'll go first and I'll let y'all elaborate more on it. Me, I would say, it is funny, I kind of just, I say, experienced somewhat of it. Yeah. But younger, I mean, when I was younger, I was like 3rd grade, my great uncle died. I was close to him, but it was like, hit me a little bit, but it wasn't fully like effective.
Yeah.
Oh, it's gonna hit you for a minute to keep thinking about it.
Yeah.
But I mean, you gotta think about it sometimes here and there, but it really hasn't affected me as if it was like a close one.
Yeah.
I had another friend. I knew him since I was in 9th grade, and we didn't really like it until like my 11th grade because we went back to a different school, but it was the same school.
Yeah.
So I knew him, and I knew his family, and then when he heard he passed, it was crazy how it happened, but I was just like, it couldn't like the way a person he was, it was just like it was a natural cause, so like you couldn't do nothing about it, but it's just like, dang, like you're really happening that. So as far as me, I haven't had that one like that I can't like I feel like I can't breathe. I got shot in the heart almost type of break.
Yeah.
But I'll say I have had some like I've been like, oh, I do this, and like damn, like I could say I met him or I had a conversation with him, like my condolences, that might be the closest one to me, but as far as I know from y'all and what y'all been through, I haven't had that one yet, so that's why I said let y'all
Yeah. I would say for me, number one, definitely my grandma, definitely my nana. Passed away in 2009. At the time, I was 10, well, about to be 10. That was probably the most traumatic, just for the simple fact, like, that was my second mom. Like, when I wasn't at home, I was always at grandma's crib. We was kicking at grandma's crib. All the grandchildren, like all my cousins, we stayed at grandma's crib. Like, Nana crib was a spot to kick it at. You feel me? Like, she got all the snacks. She gonna cook for us. She got games in there for us. Like, we get to play the game. We stay up all night. We just get to kick it. Like, that's the kicking spot. And whenever we go through stuff, we already know she gonna know. She gonna talk to us. She gonna help us out. She gonna, you feel, whatever we need, she there. And so losing her was like losing the backbone of the family. And so with her when she passed, it was just, it was hurtful. Now on the platonic friendship level, probably my toughest two was Vaughn. One of our homeboys from Denver that passed away a couple years ago from gun violence, and then recently losing my dog Trap. That was painful, especially having to come back to school the same day. Like, that was painful. I was supposed to DJ later that night. I'm like, nah, I can't even do it. And then it just, even to this day, I still have my moments like, this ain't true. Like, this can't be real. Just because of all the conversations that we had, everything that we were supposed to do, like from tours to shows to sending each other ideas on how to be better, how to win in the industry. Like, I just feel like it's something that I'll still deal with to this day.
The most important loss that I could say that happened in my life, it had to be my great grandma Helen. Everybody lived on Bowman Street. They know who Helen is. Churches, all that. She was everything to the family.
Yeah.
If the family was gonna get together, it was gonna be on her accord.
Yeah.
And then she was my great grandma, but that's the only grandparent I ever got to meet.
Yeah.
She was really important to me. I would just sit in her room, watch the Andy Griffith show, whatever she wanted to do. I was doing it with her, drinking the vanilla insurance in her room, anything.
Yeah.
And then she died in 2017. That's probably the last time I cried.
Straight up.
I think as far as going back to that, because you talking about 2017, that's how you cried. And I think that has another thing with mental health too. You know, knowing the closest people, really knowing how you deal with things. So like I could say for me, I couldn't tell you what's on my girl. Like, I think that it's straight up probably like
I ain't gonna cap, like,
if for real, my bitch feel crazy.
it was crazy for me because, like, for a little minute, I ain't cry at all. And then when Trap passed in October, like, and y'all was there with me, like, when I had to DJ when I was supposed to DJ that night, like, when I got back, I ain't cry at first. Like, I was cool. And then, like, soon as we got to the spot, everything just got to hit me, like, damn, my dog really gone. So it's like, boom. Soon as that happened, soon as all of that hit my mind, it was like, damn, now I'm up here crying. But like, other than that, like, I can't really say that there'd be a lot of times where I just sit back and like deal with stuff or go through stuff or deal with losses and I'm crying. Like, I'd be more pissed off about shit than I'd be like, oh yeah, you feel me? I'm finna start crying. Like, it ain't even about like trying to be tough or none of that. Like, I feel like now that I'm older, I deal with things differently than I used to, and I do things differently than I used to.
Like with me, like I could say now I'm nonchalant. Like, I don't know how. Like it's like sometimes I'll be like numb to something like, and I don't be showing it. So like that's why I said with me, like as far as if I was dealing or coping with stuff, like it have to be like I haven't had that real hit when like death, because like I say it might be a few like maybe more than a little handful, but it might be a few people I was like it might hit me for real. Like
Yeah, for sure.
So, but I don't know how I do. I still like even when it happened, I still don't know how I'm gonna do it, because like I'll be like I'm not trying, but I know the place I'm gonna be at like after it happened, because I'm going straight down. Like as far as that, like the person who it is, but I already know where my clothing place is gonna be at.
Yeah,
because I'm like I already know I'm gonna have to let it out at. So.
Yeah, I feel like probably the most healthy way I've been dealing with the losses and the traumas of life and the stresses of life is probably DJing. Like DJing my happy place. Like when I DJ, I have the time to keep it honest, keep it in bed with you. I'm not looking at the crowd. I'm not hearing the crowd. I'm feeling the music vibrations, and I'm within myself, because I'm in my element now. So now I'm in my zone. Same way when Hoopers had their clutch moments. They not hearing the crowd. They not seeing what their teammates. They really in their bag. So it's like DJing for me is where I really get in my mode, and just like everything that I done dealt with from a week, from a month to a year to a loss to somebody being, you feel me, backdoor, being slimy. Like I deal with all of that through DJing. Like that's my happy place. That's where I gain. Like, okay, I'm cool now. After I'm cool. I may have been mad earlier before I DJ, but after I'm done, now I'm good, because this is how I cope with stuff. This is how I move. And so I guess like this episode, like I told y'all, this episode was really created to really just bring forth like tough conversations that men don't have. To really expose the real reality of growing up as a black man. Like, you know, you don't gotta trap. You can, that's your choice. But every choice and every action has a reaction and a consequence behind it. And so, you know, I would never encourage another black man or nobody in general to go out and kill and steal from somebody. But if that's what you gotta do, you feel me, like that's what you gotta do. But just know just know it's certain stuff that come behind it. But that's all for this episode of the Real Experience Podcast, man. I'm gonna have their Instagrams in the descriptions. I'm gonna have their Instagrams on their heads. Make sure y'all go subscribe, do whatever y'all gotta do. Anything that they got going on business-wise in life, make sure y'all tap in with them. And we gonna wrap it up.
I think we ain't done yet.
You personally.
I think we ain't done yet.